It is being called one of the largest rebuilding challenges in modern history. As the guns fall silent in Gaza, families are returning home, most to nothing. Entire neighborhoods are gone. Street upon street have been reduced to rubble. And beyond the sheer scale of reconstruction required, complete peace remains some way off, at least for now.
Tens of thousands of Palestinians are back in Gaza City, back to what used to be home. But there's little left to come home to. Every street, every wall tells the story of war and loss. For many families like Ismail's, the war may be over, but survival is a struggle. They live under open skies, exposed to the rain and sun, waiting for aid that barely arrives.
No حياة, no life.
According to the UN Satellite Center, more than 80% of Gaza City's structures are damaged or destroyed. That's about 61 million tons of debris, enough to build 13 Great Pyramids of Giza. And the cost? The UN Development Program says rebuilding Gaza will take $70 billion, money that will take decades to gather and spend.
So the estimated damage and rubble throughout the whole of Gaza is in the region of 55 million tons. Another way to put it, apart from the example from Central Park that I mentioned, is also equal to 13 pyramids in Giza. That is the amount and size of the challenge that needs to be filled.
Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi now says his country will host a Reconstruction conference, bringing together donors, regional partners and international agencies to lay the groundwork for Gaza's recovery. Europe, Saudi Arabia, the UK and others have expressed a keenness to help. On the ground though, beyond the devastation, the situation remains far from resolved. The future of Hamas is uncertain, the scale of the Israeli withdrawal is unclear, and no one yet knows who will actually govern Gaza. Even during the ceasefire, violence hasn't fully stopped. Palestinian media says 3 people were killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza City. The IDF claims they had approached troops despite warning shots. Things haven't been completely sorted out on the hostages front either. With just 4 of some 20 dead bodies of hostages returned, Israel has laid down a deadline for today for return of the rest. But officials admit they have little leverage left to pressure Hamas. For now, amid the ruins, a few flags still flutter, symbols of endurance in a shattered land. The ceasefire may have stopped the bombs, but the wounds run far deeper than concrete or steel can repair. Bureau Report, WION The World.
Joining us live on the broadcast is Ron Alito, former U.S. military officer, former CIA contractor, and former intelligence and operations officer at the Pentagon. He is currently a chief executive officer of Miami Intelligence Agency. Thank you so much for joining us on WION and welcome back. Given your background in military intelligence, what are the main challenges, not only for the reconstruction of Gaza with so many different actors, but also that this fragile ceasefire remains?
Well, I think this is going to be a pause. This is going to temporarily calm down the waters, reduce the violence and the daily tempo of violence, at least for the next few weeks or for the next few months. So this is something positive. President Trump is pushing very hard for this ceasefire or for this pause to remain in place. So I think this is going to be positive, and this is going to help reduce very significantly the violence during the next weeks or next months. Now, this is only a patch. It's only temporary. Remember, this is not going to be settled, and this is not going to have a real end until there is a Palestinian state, the two-state solution that many countries now in Europe and all around the world are pushing for. So until we see the two-state solution, and we see a Palestinian state recognized by Israel, this is not going to stop. I mean, this is going to reduce the violence in a temporary way, but this is going to keep going. Palestinian state with East Jerusalem as the capital.
And Mr. Alito, one can't help but wonder what Iran is thinking right now in this equation. Of course, absent from the Sharm el-Sheikh summit, but also Iran has been a backer of Hamas. So where does Iran fall into the equation moving forward, even for the establishment of a Palestinian state?
Well, I believe that Iran, quietly with many other Muslim countries in the area, they are welcoming this quietly, obviously, because they don't recognize the state of Israel and they don't recognize the state of Israel as a negotiator. But still, they are quietly welcoming this because this obviously stopped the violence, stopped the death of thousands and thousands of Palestinian people, and this gives a pause. And most likely, there are going to be some strategic effects, domino effects into this that might benefit Iran some way, somehow. For example, now that the war is, this war in Gaza is officially over, that means a lot of trouble for the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now all his court problems, his legal problems, he's facing jail for corruption, those cases are coming back to haunt him. And now the opposition, the center and center-left opposition, the Labour Party, they're going to try to oust him out of power for corruption, and they're going to try to oust him because the war is over, and they're going to try to replace his Likud and his coalition with the ultra-Orthodox religious parties. So this it means a lot of trouble for Netanyahu, and if Netanyahu is out of power and a more centrist government comes to replace him in Israel, this might also benefit Iran in many ways. So I think that Iran is quietly also supporting this in a quiet way.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for that analysis. I look forward to speaking to you again very soon.
Thank you.